Okay, so for this problem, the way I would handle this is I would go to, so basically they give you a function, they give you data. So I would put in the data first. So 0, comma, negative 26.74, and then 1, comma, negative 13.99, and then 2, comma, negative 4.24. And then we have 3, comma 2.51, and then we have 4, comma 6.26, and let's see, and then the last one, 5, comma 7.01. And so there's our points, and then we'll type in the function, which is f of x equals negative 1.5 times x minus 4.3, and then squared, and then I'll put in the plus 17.1. Okay, so now we have that. Now I'm going to go over here and zoom to fit. So let's see what we have. Okay, so what we have here, if I adjust our view a little bit here, here's our parabola, and then here's our points, and basically what we see is the parabola is essentially above and to the left of the points, so I would guess that F is most likely the vertex. So what we probably need to do is shift this down and over, and so you'll notice here in the answer that they gave, the A value is the same. So the shape of the parabola is okay, it's the position of the vertex that's off. And so so notice here what they have done is they've shifted the parabola from having an h value of 4.3 to an h value of 4.75, so they've shifted that to the right, and they've shifted the k value from 17.1 down to 7.1, so they've shifted that down. And so let's do, basically we'll just make our adjustments here. If you're not sure, here was my estimate. My estimate was that F might make a decent vertex. So let's start by looking at the point, the last point, 5, 7.01, and let's just type that in for the vertex. So the 5, so I'm going to change the 4.3, oops, here. I'm going to change the 4.3 to a 5 from the point here for the point F, and then I'm going to change this 17.1 to the y value for F, which is 7.01. And so now that got us pretty close, but it looks like we might have overshot a little bit to the right. So the 5 was a little bit too large, so I'm going to go back maybe. You notice they came up with 4.75, might go back to something like 4.5 or 4.7, something like that. There we get pretty darn close. We're still a little bit off on, we're not quite through the center of A, so maybe adjust it back the other way. So you can just go back and forth left and right until you get this pretty good. And then the 7.01 actually looks like that's pretty accurate. So my guess is that what's happening here, so it says adjust A, H, and or K to get an eyeball best fit. This answer that they're giving here happens to be like the exact best fit, but you notice they say answers will vary. So as long as your curve actually goes through all the points, my guess is what we've come up with here would also be an acceptable answer. And so again, just kind of get it close by playing with these parameters, and you can do that in GeoGebra looking at the points in the curve together. And likewise, remember we didn't change A because the shape was right, it was just the position that was off. So maybe that'll help you a little bit. Again, if you put in an answer and it's not quite right, try making a little bit more adjustment, try another one, and so on. But I'm thinking that they probably will accept multiple different answers as long as they're pretty close. So try it again and see what you get.